we're going to do we're going to do the second layer today. Okay, so basically, in order for us to do the second layer, my method always has been that you begin, when you get lost or when you begin, you always start from the beginning. So first, if you have followed me in the past, okay, first we're going to do the daisy. Okay, so the way we're going to do the daisy is that, we're going to bring yellow. We're going to hold the cube always yellow on the top, white at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to bring all these white middle pieces to surround the yellow. Okay, so let's get started. And here's the first one. Okay, here's the second one. Okay, now just for clarity, I always like to move those pieces away. Okay, so I'm just going to move that away. Okay, and then we have another piece here on this side. We're going to bring that up here, and then just like I said, I'm just going to move that away and bring it back. Okay, so we are forming the daisy, so we need another white piece here. Okay, which I'm going to bring that there. That's the white piece, and you remember, I'm just going to move that away. You don't have to do that, but this is just for clarity. Okay, just to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so once you have the daisy, okay, I know that you've been following me. Okay, so here we are going to bring, okay, the white has the blue here, so we're going to bring the blue here to the blue side. If you remember, okay, the centerpiece is the side that color belongs to. So we're just going to do this. We're going to follow the white. Okay, yellow is on the top, white's at the bottom. Okay, so if you go here, we're just going to take this, turn once and turn twice. So basically what we did, we just brought it down here to the white side. So now we're going to do the same thing with this. So now if you look at the side, it's a red. Okay, so we're going to bring that to the red side. Okay, and once you have the red side, okay, follow with me. You're going to turn once and you're going to turn twice. Remember, my white is still on the top. Okay, my yellow is still on the top, my white is at the bottom. So we move the second one. Okay, so now we have the third one, which has an orange here. So we, if you remember correctly, we're going to move that to the orange side. Remember, the center, okay, is what tells what color that face is. So that is the center. So we brought the orange to the orange, and we still have the top there. So what we're going to do, we're going to do once, and we're going to do twice. Okay, so now we are making the white cross now. Okay, so that's what we are aiming for. So now the last part is the white, green. So we brought it to it happens to be that it's already together. Okay, so we're going to bring that downwards. Okay, and down. So now we have the white cross. Okay, if you remember, if from the previous videos, you must remember that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, we're just going to look at all the white pieces. Okay, yellow on the top, all the white pieces along here. Okay, along here. So basically we have this one. So now what we do is, okay, this. Okay, now if you look at the colors, it has a blue, white, and a yellow. Okay, so the yellow will come here, the white will go down there, and then the blue is going to be on this side. So this part belongs to there. Okay, so what we are going to do, in order to bring it here, we're going to bring this white away from where we need to go. So we need to bring this one, which is where we're going to put the piece. We're going to bring it up, and now we're going to bring that white piece. Okay, we're going to bring it back here. Okay, and then we're going to bring that back. So now remember, we still have our white cross. We brought that piece down. Okay, so now we're going to look for other white pieces that are here on the top. Remember what I told you, okay? On the top. So now we're going to work with this one, okay? So what we're going to do is, now we're going to bring this one with the yellow side, the yellow, and we have green. So now in order for us to bring, okay, now this piece belongs, if you realize, okay, this piece belongs, the orange will come here, the white will go to the bottom, and then the green will come this side. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so now you will face the white, it's on the orange side, okay, face the white, and we're going to bring that away, we're going to bring it here, right? So we're going to bring that away from where we need to put. Okay, so this is where it's going. We're going to bring that part up, and we're going to bring that back down here. So now if you did that, okay, all the white pieces are there. We're going to return the white back to where it belongs. Now we have created all of this. So now we still have this and this to fill in order to make all white, okay? So now the way I would do this is at the bottom. So what I'm just going to do is, I'm just going to bring that away and move it. Okay, you see where it is. Okay, so we're going to move that away, and I'm going to bring that back. Okay, so now it's on the top. Okay, so what we're going to do, when it's on the top, right? What we're going to do is, we're going to bring that out there, bring it back, and bring that back. Okay, so now if you go back and look, okay, so you have a white piece on the middle. So remember, if you followed what I said earlier on, okay, so we have the blue, so we're going to bring that to the blue side. Okay, it's the blue side. We're going to hold the cube here, and the next side is the orange side, white. So which means this needs to come down here, this needs to be here, and this needs to be at the bottom. So we're going to bring that away, bring this up, bring it back up here, and bring that down. Okay, so now if you look, you have a piece here, okay, a piece here. So you're going to bring that up, move that away, bring it back down. Okay, so you still have your white cross intact. Okay, so now we have the piece up here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, now remember, this has red, which needs to go here, this side. The white needs to go to the bottom, and the green needs to come here, because this is the green side, this is the red side. So we're going to put that here. So now we already aligned it with the green, because this is the green face, right? So we're going to move that away. This is where we're going to bring it, right? So we're going to bring that up and bring that back down and down. So now we brought that piece back to where it belongs. So now we have the last part, this part here, okay, which is on the top. Remember, we are holding it yellow on the top, white at the bottom, and then, we need to bring this piece down here. So what I would do is this, okay, I'm just going to bring it out, away, okay, and then bring that away, bring this back. Now if you go around, now you have that here. You see, remember what I told you, yellow on the top. So basically, you are trying to bring the white pieces to the top line, okay, and that's exactly what we did with that move, okay. So now this is blue, this is white, this is red. So we need to bring this to the blue side. We brought it to the blue side, okay. So now this piece needs to go here, okay, because the blue will come here, the red would come here, and then the white would go to the bottom, right? So we have it on the top layer, remember, and that is where you need to be. Okay, so we're going to bring that away from where we need to put. Okay, we're going to bring this back up. Okay, and then we're going to bring it back to the white, and we brought it down. Okay, so now remember, we made the white bottom, yellow is still on the top, that's what we maintained. Okay, so now we are ready to do the second layer, and this video is about the second layer, right? So now in order to do the second layer, you are going to be looking at, in order to do the second layer, you're going to look at the top, okay, and look for pieces that doesn't have yellow. So if you look at this one, right, this doesn't have yellow, orange and green. But if you look at this one, yellow and orange, so we are not interested in that piece, okay? And if you come back here, this one has yellow also. Okay, now this also has yellow, so we cannot work with that. Okay, this has yellow too, so we are not going to work with that. So we can work with this one orange and blue. Okay, so the way we are going to do this now is that, you know, this is orange and blue. So basically, this piece needs to go with the blue side and the orange side. So in other words, it needs to come here. Okay, so the way we are going to bring that is we're going to bring this one to the blue side. Okay, when you brought it to the blue side, we need to move it to the orange side, which is this side. So therefore, we're going to go away. Okay, look what I'm doing, right? We're going to go away from where we need to put. We're going to bring this back up, and we're going to bring it back this way, and we're going to bring the white back to down. So what we have done, okay, in that move, okay, if you go back to the bottom, we messed up our white, but the white is right here. So what we're going to do is, you know, this is the blue side, this is the yellow side. We have, remember, when it's on the top layer, we know what to do. So we're going to bring it down here, so which means, in other words, we're going to move it away from down there, and then we're going to bring the side that we need, the place that we need, up, and then we're going to bring it back, and we're going to bring it back down here. So remember, so now that part messed up our white, but we brought the piece that belongs here to here. Okay, so now we're going to look for another piece, okay, that doesn't have yellow. Now it so happens this one, orange and green. Okay, so what we're going to do is, you know, now this is green, so we're going to bring that to the green side. Okay, how do we know this is the green side? Because the center is green. Okay, now this has orange, so it needs to go here, because, you know, this has the center orange, right? So in other words, we need to bring this piece here. Okay, remember, we are making the second layer correct, right? So in order to do that, we'll have to bring this one here. So what we have to do is, now remember, we're going to bring it here, so this means that piece needs to go away. So we're going to move that away, we're going to bring this back up here, and we're going to move it back, and we're going to bring the white back. So remember, our white cross remains, but we messed up the white side, which is yellow now, right? But if you go back, you have the white on the top layer. And remember, when it's on the top layer, it's the easiest way to make it back down, right? So what we're going to do is, you know, now this is green, orange, and white. So now we already have it on the green side. We already have it on the green side. So we're going to move that away. We're going to bring this back. This is where it needs to go, right? We're going to bring it back, and then we're going to bring it back down there. And then we're going to bring the white down. So now yellow is still on the top, white is at the bottom. We fix the white, and we also fix that piece, right? So if you look back, okay, if you look back, now we still have another piece here that doesn't belong there, okay? Now this needs to be reversed. The blue has to go there, and white has to come, the red has to come here, right? So we need to fix that, okay? But now, in order to fix those things, okay, we always look for the top, okay, top layer without yellow. So if you go back, we have Okay, we have yellow on this one. We have yellow on these. Well, this is the yellow side anyway, we're going to keep it on the top. It says yellow, we cannot use that. This, we cannot use this one, we cannot use that one, right? So we are just going to go back to the one, this one, yeah, because this doesn't have yellow. So now, it so happens that this is already on the green side, but the red is here. So in order to move this piece over here, we need to move the piece that we want away from where we need to go. Okay, and then we're going to bring that back up, and we're going to go to the side that we need to go and bring this white down. Okay, so in doing that, we messed up our white. Okay, but if you circle around, look at the cube, white is on the top here. So remember, when the white is on the top layer, it's easy to get it back to where we need to go. So we need to go here, but the white is there. So we're going to move the white away from there, okay? And we're going to bring the place where we need to put, which is here, okay? And then we're going to bring back the white and bring it down. Okay, so now we fix the white back, and we also move that piece, right? So now if you go back and look, okay, we have fixed the second layer, okay, but we still have one piece. Okay, that is still in the wrong place. Okay, so now if you remember, we were looking for pieces without yellow, but all of them have yellow. So in other words, okay, now this, in order to fix this one, we just have to kick this out. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So we have the white piece, yellow on the top, white at the bottom. So we're going to take that piece that we want, okay? We're going to kick it away. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to bring that back, okay? So now in doing that, remember, we still messed up the white piece, okay? But we kicked the piece that we said that we needed for here, we kicked it out. So remember, that doesn't now, if you look at this way, that doesn't have yellow, so we can actually work with this one. But in doing that, what did we do? We messed up the white. So we're going to fix the white, okay, first. Okay, so now this has red, blue, and white. So we have to bring this face to the red side, okay? So here, this is the red side, okay? We're going to hold the cube to the front side, okay, where the front is. But now, remember, we're going to bring this piece down here. So in order to do that, okay, down here, so we got to bring that away and bring it where we need to go up, and we're going to bring it back down. Boom. Okay, we brought it back. Okay. Now remember, I don't know what exactly I did, but I still have that piece in the wrong place, okay? So we're going to try that once again, okay? Remember, when you're doing the cube, okay, you are going to be frustrated, okay? So it's going to test your patience, okay? And that's exactly what is happening here, because, I'm almost about to lose my patience by, correcting that part. Okay, moving on. So we have done these sides here, but we still have a couple of pieces that needs to be put in. Okay, so we're looking for the pieces without yellow, if you remember. Okay. Okay, so this doesn't have yellow. Okay, so we're going to work with this one. And if you see, this piece needs to go to the red side with the blue. Okay, blue, red. Okay, we need to go there. And if you look at it here, we have this one, okay, without yellow. So we can move this one to the orange side, okay, which is going to be here. Okay, so we're going to work with that. Okay, now, you may, okay, I stopped and I started. So we may be at different locations, but I just want you to follow and understand the method rather than, what pieces or what. Okay, so here we have the red, the blue. Okay, so if you look at it, okay, we have to bring the blue to the blue side. Okay, we brought it to the blue side. Now if you look, red is on this side. Okay, so that piece, this piece, red, blue, needs to go here. Okay, so here. In order for us to bring it here, we got to move the top away, bring the place where we need to insert the side up, and then we're going to bring it back here, and then bring back. Okay, so now we messed up the white, right? So if you look at the white, okay, white is up here. So now remember, we need to bring that here. Okay, so we're going to move the white away from where we need to bring. Okay, we're going to bring it up. That's where we need to put. Okay, so we're going to bring the back and down. Okay, so we filled that. We filled that too. Okay, so now, remember, we have the second layer of all of it except for this one and this piece right here, orange and blue. So blue is this side, which is on the right side, but it needs to be here. Okay, so the orange needs to be there, right? So we are trying to move this over here. Now remember, if you remember correctly, okay, we have to go away from where we need to put that. So we're going away, and we're going to bring the side that we want up, and we're going to bring it back here, okay, and then bring the white down. Okay, in this process, remember, the yellow still remains on the top, white is still at the bottom. By moving that, we messed up the yellow, not the white. If you go to the top, remember, the top layer has the white, so which is the easiest one. So anytime you need to make this up, okay, you have to find a way. Okay, you got to think and find a way to bring your whites to the top, either here or here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, this is the blue side, and this piece needs to go down there. So in order for us to bring this piece down here, we got to go away, right? So that's what we're going to do. Okay, first of all, we aligned it with the side, okay, blue with the blue, okay, and then we're going to go away because we have to bring it here, right? So we're going to bring this up, and we're going to bring it back this way, and we're going to bring the white back down. So now we moved that piece, right? And also we corrected the white, and we also corrected the second layer. You see how we did that? Okay, so we did the second layer, and now, so this is the way. Okay, now if you didn't get this far, you will scramble the cube and start from the beginning, because this is the only way that you're going to learn, you know, how to fix the entire thing. Because, you know, it's just memory, it's coordination. You're learning patience, you're learning coordinations, you're learning directions. Okay, like, you know, when somebody tells you, you know, we seems to have lost as human directions. Like, you know, when somebody says turn right, and, you know, either you did not listen or you did not follow the direction. So the thing is, like, you know, so this is what we are learning with this cube. So, you know, it's a phenomenon, you know, it's a toy, normally made for, toys are normally for kids, but, you know, adults. Okay, we are learning a very good life lesson with this one. Okay, so now what I want you to do is, you know, I have a lot of brain teaser games, okay, that I'm just going to be working with you on. Okay, so please subscribe, and, you know, just tell me my method, you know, just critique my method in order for us to get this thing together. Okay, so now in this we did the daisy first. Okay, daisy, then we did the white cross. Okay, then we did the white side. Okay, when you do the white side correctly, you also did the first layer. I did not mention that earlier on. Okay, so that happened. And then we did this second layer. And then this, in order to do the second layer, you had to look for the pieces that didn't have yellow. Most of it had yellow, but the ones didn't have yellow, we just brought them where it needed to be. So, if you have any questions, just comment. And, if you thought my method is could be improved in such a way, just comment also. Okay, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.